Hello, I'm Dr. Richard Amy. Many of you know me as the Laser Doc. So today I'm coming to you with the laser facelift protocol, which a lot of people have been asking me about. I come from the healthcare background and I've used lasers for a long time in treating post-op wounds, skin conditions, burns, but the laser is really phenomenal for help healing the skin, removing fine lines and wrinkles because it increases collagen, increases ATP, and allows things to heal at a healthier rate. So it's really an anti-aging tool. So before we do the facelift protocol, there's a couple things that I like to do. I want to make sure that you're hydrating. So plenty of good spring water. And what I like to do is I like to use something to charge the water, which of course is the laser. So prior to doing the laser protocol, I will take, for instance, the true laser here. I'll turn it on, hitting the top button up here until something comes on and you see some time period. So it says 15 minutes right here. Then I come down to the third setting on 1 bar. This is the one that has all my precision frequencies in it. And then I hit this bar on the very top, right, the button to get started, and I take the laser and I just put it on the bottom of the water, as you can see, and I'm actually charging it, or I'm structuring the water. So I want to make sure that you're getting good hydration, not during this, but throughout the day, because it's so important to hydrate those skills and to plump them up, right? We're trying to plump things up, make sure we increase the tone. One of the other things I really encourage is to have good nutrition, such as vitamin A, C, D3, collagen, and any other good skin care nutrition that you would like to use. I'm all for that. That's really, really important. Then I think I really encourage you that you want to exfoliate your skin probably twice a week, very gently. If you have oilier skin, you might want to do that 3 times a week. And obviously, if you have very sensitive skin, maybe 1 time per week. So once we've done that, then we're going to look at different things to make sure that our skin is really clean before we start the treatment. After it's clean, this is the time that we're going to put on some moisturizers underneath here, our cheeks, neck, face, into the décolleté, up above. And if you're going to use any eye serum, I encourage you to put that on. We're going to use the laser to help activate and drive those particular things in. So we want to get set up. We want to make sure that we have our good products on and we're using good, healthy products, not a whole lot of chemicals, the best that we can. All right. So begin the treatment. We're going to be using 3 different lasers. So I'm already have the starting here with the tree laser, and this is the one I'm going to be using for the demonstration today for the facelift protocol. And then we have the Avant lasers. What I want you to do is I want you to go to the organ settings under the presets and come to skin. So if you're using the LZ red and infrared laser, I'd like you to program it to alternate 30 seconds of infrared and 30 seconds of red. If you're using the violet, I want you to do 30 seconds of red and 30 seconds of violet. So we're rotating every minute, red, violet, or with this one, red, infrared. With the true laser, we're using a combination of red and infrared, and we're awfully pulsating with all 3 because pulse lasers work better than non-pulse lasers. So when I begin, I've already put on my moisturizer, I put on my eye serum. I'm going to take the laser and we're going to start from the décolleté on up. And again, this should be on skin. So you can see that I just begin to laser up to the neck, up to the décolleté, and I'm opening up the lymphatics here. And we're going to do this for 1 minute. So about 1 minute on the lower neck, up to the chin, and back down. Once I've completed this for 1 minute, I'm going to move to the top of the head. Now, when you're doing that, you should make sure that you're wearing eyeglasses for safety. If you think you need to be too close there and you're a little bit worried, I'm not going to be using it for the demonstration, or I can use some type of tanning goggles. Now remember, the laser cannot do any harm if you come around your eyes or get into your eyes for temporary views, but we don't want to do chronic viewing. So now that I'm coming up here, I'm just going to close my eyes and cover them for demonstration, and we're going to laser for an additional minute, the forehead, behind the ear, the face, underneath the cheeks, the sides of the head, and down for an additional minute. As we're doing that, we're driving that, whatever it is, the retinol, the vitamin C, the eye serum, the moisturizers into the skin, and we're activating those. So we start here for 1 minute, décolleté, upper neck, then we move up top here to the forehead, down the side, under the eyes, make sure we get the lips, fine lines here, and throughout. So those are the first 2 minutes, and we're noticing that we're doing in a painting motion. So I'm not directly on the skin. I'm 1 to 3 inches away from the skin, and that's how I think it's really good. Now later on, we're going to be doing some other things that we're going to encourage you maybe to come onto the skin. So that's the first step. The next step is we're going to laser through some stretches and exercises. Now you don't have to do these. If you don't do them, you're still going to get really good results. But if you do these, this just enhances what we're trying to do. Remember, we're trying to lift the muscles and the skin back up. Underneath the dermis is muscles, and muscles are so important. We need to tone those. Now, we have some muscles that are too tight, right, causing the wrinkles, and some that are too relaxed. The nice thing about the laser is that it's a biomodulator. That means it modulates cells and muscles to help relax and to tonify, and that's what we're doing. So to begin the first set of exercises and stretches with combination of the laser, I like to take my tongue and put it towards the back of my throat like this. And as you can see, these neck muscles fire up. In fact, you should feel it all the way through this platysmus muscles all the way to the décolleté. So if you put your tongue to the back of your throat like this, see how things come up? So my chin is firmer, bringing that skin line up here, and you can feel it all the way throughout it. So as I do that, then I want to take a big breath. So tongue, back of the throat, big breath in through the diaphragm. And I lift my head up as I do it, and then I blow it all out with purpose. So let me show you with the laser. We're going to do this for 1 minute. So I'm going to turn the laser back on. We have the laser on, and we're going to be lasering here, right? Midline predominantly. Tongue to the back of your throat. Hold it. Big breath in. For 10 seconds while we laser underneath the chin and throughout. We're going to do that 3 times. So again, tongue to the back of the throat, big breath in, hold for 10 seconds, head back, blow it all the way out, and continue to laser. So we're going to do that for about 3 times. This should take you just about a minute, a little bit under a minute. So again, we're doing the exercises in combination with the laser as we're doing the midline and then underneath the chin areas. So this is great. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the sides of the neck. So I'm going to turn my head to the left, and you can see this muscle here called the SCM protrudes. And I've had a lot of car accidents, so you can see that mine is more excited, or it has more tone here on the right than on the left. And so I want to take my head, I want to turn it to the left, and then I want to bring my head back, stretching it all the way from up here, behind the ear, into the jaw, and down to the collarbone. So we're going to laser here. And if you really want to, you could come in and you could stretch this a little bit and laser it. So again, let's do the right side of the neck for 1 minute while we're stretching and holding here. And then we're going to alternate. We're going to turn to the right. We're going to bring our head back. We're going to laser this neck, this area, all the way up to the ear, back down, and you could use some stretching while you want. So that stretching is really good. It's going to feel good. You're going to relax your neck. You're going to relax your jaw muscles. You're going to relax so much that tension should be leaving your body. Now, after we've done those, we're going to come back to the midline. So we're going to come back to the lips. And what I like to do is I like to purse the lips and then bring it down over my teeth. So purse, bring it down, and laser. And I can hold this for about 10 seconds. And I might do this 3 repetitions of 10 seconds. A total time of lasering the lips in this chin area is for 1 minute. Okay? So we're going to do 1 minute here, purse lips, lips over the front teeth right here, getting these fine lines right in here, right? This is what we're trying to accomplish. Now, we come to the side and into the jaw and the cheek area, and what we want to do for this is we want to be lasering this area for 1 minute. One of the stretches that I like to do is I like to open my mouth all the way, bring my chin down. You can feel the muscles here are starting to activate as well. Again, we're trying to pull these particular up, chin down, laser, all the way up into the jaw. So I like to bring my chin down like this and stretch it. That feels so good. It just relaxes my jaw and my neck. It's really phenomenal. Same thing on the other side. We're lasering here, jaw down. Stretch it if you like. For an additional minute. Once we've done that, we're going to come into the eye area. So you have to be a little bit careful with this. Sometimes if you want, you can cover your eyes. I'm not going to do it for this presentation, but you can see I'm putting it directly on the skin for this. So I'm putting it directly on the skin so I don't get it in my eyes. And then we're going to do this for 1 minute. And then we're going to come to the other side and do it for an additional minute. So 1 minute each side. Once we do this, we're going to come to the sides. So we're going to come to the fine lines here. I like to stretch it a little bit, make sure it's not on the eye, make sure I have a good point here. We're going to do this probably only for about 30 seconds. You don't need very much time here. So 30 seconds here. Then we're going to go to the other side. We're going to do this for an additional 30 seconds. And then we're going to come up into the forehead. So the forehead, we can hold it away or we can put it right on. Again, you might want to put this over here if you're not using your glasses or goggles. But I do recommend that you wear those, especially if you're a little bit leery. If you have a problem area, you can put it right on that area too. So you can paint or you can put it on the skin for this. And you might feel a little bit of a warm sensation. Same thing on the other side. Cover your eye, wear the glasses. Do this for 1 minute on each side. So let's just quickly recap. So we're going to start with the neck and the décolleté 1 minute. We're going to come to the head and down throughout for an additional minute. We're going to turn our head, tip our head back for 1 minute. We're going to turn our head, tip our head back for 1 minute as we come up into those particular areas. Then we're going to come up to the lips area for 1 minute. We're going to do the jaw and the cheeks for a minute each. We're going to come underneath the eyes for 1 minute. And then we're going to do the fine lines for 30 seconds each and the forehead. So this is going to lift your head up. So that is the non-surgical laser facelift. And I know that you're going to get great results. I can't wait to hear your feedback and your comments as you do this. Now, skin cells replace old cells by new cells about every 28 to 35 days. So I recommend that you do this 2 to 3 times a week for 12 weeks. And then once you do that, like going to the gym, you only need to do a maintenance 1 time per week. And so this is going to be an awesome routine and really helping you with those fine lines, wrinkles, and just anti-aging. Thank you.